We are currently living in the most talented and most skilled era of the NBA ever. Now, I know for some people watching this video, that might be a hot take, the people that defend the 90s and early 2000s as much as possible. And don't get me wrong, for good reason. There were a lot of great players, great teams in those eras, but what we're seeing today, I just think completely dwarfs those eras in those main things, skill and talent. And in some cases, we've become so accustomed to seeing such levels of greatness from certain players that it's just become normal to us. It's become, an afterthought. To understand what I'm talking about, let's use Giannis Antetokounmpo as an example. Giannis has played 3 games this season, and in those 3 games, he's put up 37 points, 31 points, and 40 points respectively, 14 rebounds, 20 rebounds, 14 rebounds respectively, and 5 assists, 7 assists, 9 assists on crazy efficiency. 16 for 26, 11 for 14, and 14 for 20. That is a 68% field goal percentage. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's 3 games, but my God, nobody's talking about it nearly as much as they should. And the reason being is because it's Giannis. He's been doing this for so long now. Literally, his last 2 seasons, he's averaged 30 points per game on 60% shooting. Something that's never been done before. But it's just Giannis, so no one really cares like that. But okay, you're probably thinking, well, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. We can't use him as an example. All right, then how about someone like Aaron Gordon? Now, early on in his career, Aaron Gordon was known for one thing, and that was being a high-flying dunker in the dunk contest, putting on some of the greatest shows that we have seen. But over the years, Aaron Gordon has evolved to being an excellent player on both sides of the court, and his shooting, his scoring has gone so unbelievably well. To the point where a couple of nights ago, against the Golden State Warriors in an overtime game, he put up the most efficient 50-point game in NBA history. And if you notice in the bottom left corner, it's because he went 10 for 11 from 3-point shots. Aaron Gordon, who was never a good shooter earlier on in his career, has evolved and has made himself so much better that he's actually a really good shooter now. I mean, we all saw how important he was when the Magic traded him to the Nuggets and how much he improved that team. They ended up winning a championship, all that kind of stuff. We know all that, but it's just that kind of improvement is unreal. And speaking of unreal, I mean, we have to talk about Victor Wembanyama too. Now, we all knew that Victor Wembanyama was going to have some kind of leap this year, especially, hoping that he stays healthy. But what we have seen so far in his first 3 games, I don't think anyone was expecting this. So far this season, Wemby put up a 40-piece, 29 points, 31 points, 15 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 14 rebounds. But here's the blocks. 3 blocks, 9 blocks, 6 blocks, and the steals to go along with it. I mean, and some crazy efficiency numbers. Victor Wembanyama has arrived. And I'm just going to say this right now, and I might even say this in another video dedicated to Wemby at some point this season, but if Wemby stays healthy and the Spurs continue to win games, I don't care how many points Shea scores or Luka or how many triple doubles Jokic gets or even Giannis. I don't care about any of that. Give Wemby the MVP, because what he's doing on both ends of the court, the level of dominance that we are witnessing on both sides of the floor, we haven't seen anything like this in a very, very long time, and I'm not even sure if we've ever seen anything like it. But listen, I digress. I'll save that for a Wemby video down the road, but please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. But my final point is actually all about the scoring outbursts that we have seen so far this season. Remind you, the season started last Tuesday. We're not even 1 week into this new NBA season, and we have seen so many crazy scoring games. It's unreal. It's crazy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So far this season, we have a total of 12 40-point games, all from different players. As you can see here, different players there. We got Wemby, Tyrese Maxey, Aaron Gordon, Steph, Cam Thomas, Jaylen Brown, and Giannis. Luka has had 2 of them. 12 40-point games in this NBA season already, and we're not even a week in? I mean, to give you some context, 10 years ago in the 2015-2016 season, there were a total of 67 40-point games. For those of you that can do the math, that's already 18%. We are already 18% there for the total that was 10 years ago. And it's just not even 1 week. 1 week. And we're not talking about like major all-stars and superstars in the NBA. Cam Thomas, who we all know is a bucket, got 40 points the other day with 0 assists. It's hilarious. Austin Reeves, when he's a number 1 option without LeBron James, without Luka Doncic, put up 50 the other night. Like, do you remember the amount of disrespect this guy was getting a couple of years ago when everyone everyone thought that he was overrated. Nah, man, like this dude as a number one option is better than most teams' number one option. And I think Austin Reaves perfectly summarizes my point. And my point is that we are in the most skilled and most talented era in NBA history. Players like Austin Reaves, who weren't spectacular right out the gate when they got in the league, but over the years, they've slowly improved and evolved to being just awesome players today. And I know there's probably going to be someone that says something along the lines of like, oh, well, defense stinks now. There's no defense. I'm sorry, that's a bunch of BS. I can admit that defenses aren't as like hard hitting as they used to be in the 90s and early 2000s even, but there are some very great and strategic defenses out there that works for a lot of teams. What we're seeing isn't because of bad defense. It's because of just excellent player evolution. And we've just only scratched the surface for this season. I mean, man, this might end up going down as one of the greatest NBA seasons of all time. So please let me know in the comments what you think about all this going on so far. And until next time, peace.